This video is brought to you by Radix Registry. Sign up today by visiting www.get.tech using the coupon code TechEasy to get a .tech domain for just $3 a year. www.get.tech. Tech is everything.
Coding made easy.
Hey, what's up everybody? This is Peter, aka Coding Made Easy, coming to you guys with your next Python Made Easy tutorial. Now before I continue, as you can see, I'm recording the full screen now rather than recording just a portion of the screen. Let me know if you like this method better. So anyways, in this tutorial we are going to be learning about if statements. Now if you've never programmed before, an if statement is something that allows you to make decisions in your application. So as of right now, we've been able to store variable values and use them, but we're not able to make decisions based on those values or make decisions at all in our application. So if statements are very simple concepts that are very powerful. So I suggest you pay very close attention. So this is an example I do with many of my series. What I do is that I do a grade example. So we're going to enter a numerical grade, and then we're going to spit out the letter grade. So for example, in Canada, if somebody gets 80 to 100%, that's an A. If they get 70 to 80%, that's a, or 70 to 79%, that's a B. C is 60 plus, a D is 50 plus, and anything below 50 is an F. So that's how we're going to be doing it this way. We're going to be doing it the Canadian way because I'm Canadian. So let us get started. So what we want to do is we want to create a grade integer, and we are going to take some input, and we're going to say please enter a numerical grade. Now I'm going to pause the video now because I'm going to increase the text size since I'm recording full screen. Maybe that will help you guys a little bit. Alright. So as you can see, I increased the font size, so hopefully that helps you guys a little bit better, to see a bit better. So now we have our numerical grade stored. Now the syntax for an if statement is as follows. So we put if, then we put what we are comparing. So the if statement, if you've ever learned about Boolean operators, Booleans consist of zeros and ones. So 1 would mean true, 0 would mean false. So in the same way an if statement works. So we say if something is true, then we execute it. But if it's not true, we don't execute it. So this is essentially how it works. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if our grade is greater than or equal to 80, then we want to execute something. So there's 2 or 3 different things. Actually, I'm just going to put you got an A. So there's a few things that we must note. So first, for the syntax, we start with if statement, and we're saying if the grade is greater than or equal to 80, and this is the greater than or equal to symbol. Now, in the next tutorial, we'll be looking at all the different comparisons we can do, like equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, all that jazz. But for this tutorial, we're just doing the greater than or equal to. So as you can see, we said if grade is greater than or equal to 80, and as you can see, we ended it with a colon, sorry. So that's how it knows that we're done our if statement. Now, there's another thing you might notice. As you can see, this print is not on the same line as the same column as the beginning of the if statement. As you can clearly see, it's indented. Now, this is essentially what Python is based off of. Python requires you to indent it to know when what should be executed inside an if statement. And this is why Python is a really good beginner language, is because it ensures that you are using good programming habits. So everything that is within this indentation is going to be executed if this statement is true. So I'm just going to put hooray, you can thank Coding Made awesome computer science mark. Cool. Okay, so as you can see, they're all on the same indentation mark. So we're going to say if the grade is greater than or equal to 80, then we want to print this, we want to print this, and we want to print this. And so we're going to execute this. So I'm going to click F5, and hopefully you guys can see the text down here. So please enter a numerical grade, and I'm going to enter a grade. I'm going to say 81. So as you can see, it says you got an A. It says hooray, and then you can thank CodingMadeEasy for that awesome computer science mark. Now I'm going to rerun this program, and I'm going to put a grade that's less than 80. So as you can see, nothing was printed. Now I'm going to do something else. So I'm going to put this on this line so it's not indented, and I'm just going to put the text done. Okay, and so we're going to run this one more time, and as you can see, even if I put the value 79 again, it displays the value done. Why does it display done? Because it's not indented inside this if statement, so it doesn't rely on this if statement, right? So everything that's indented is based on this condition right here, and if this condition is met, then this is executed. But because this one is not underneath or at the if statement's mercy, quote unquote, then it will execute regardless. So even if this if statement is true, even if we put like 81 again, you can see it says you got an A, hooray, you can thank CodingMadeEasy, and then it says the text done. So that's essentially how if statements work. So what we want to do is we're almost done this tutorial. What we're going to do is we're going to do this for every single grade. So we're going to say, and another thing you can do is you can put your stuff in parentheses if you like that better. So you can even do this if it's greater than or equal to 70, you can do that. I prefer putting them in parentheses simply because I'm used to a C background. So it more fits my style, but you can do it with or without. So I'm going to say you got a B. And I'm going to say the same thing, if grade is greater than or equal to 60, then print you got a C. And if grade is greater than or equal to 50, I'm going to say print you got a D, and we're going to put one more if statement. If grade is less than 50, then print you got an F. So there we go. Now there is a problem with this execution, and maybe you can spot it. Hopefully you guys can spot the problem with this, but there is a problem with this, and I'll give you a minute, or you can pause the video to take a minute to find out what is wrong with this. But we're going to test this to see if this works as it should. So we're going to put the value 49 inside there. It says you got an F. Okay, it seems to work. But we want to test it again. We want to test all scenarios. So now we're going to test for you got a D. So it has to be greater than or equal to 50, right? So we're going to put 55. Okay, so you got a D. Seems to be working fine. So with that, so we're going to run this again. And let's just test the next case. So greater than or equal to 60. So we're going to put 60. Oh, we have a problem. It says you got a C and you got a D. Now we're going to try this again. We're going to try for 70. Put 71. Well, this is weird. You got a B, you got a C, and you got a D. So what in the world is going on? Well, let's check this out. It says that if the grade is greater than or equal to 80, you print you got an A. We put in the value 71, so it's not going to print that. We put so it says if grade is greater than or equal to 60, it's to 70. It is, so we're going to print you got a B, as we did. Is the grade you entered greater than or equal to 60? Yes, it is. So that's why it printed you got a C. And the same thing for right here. That's why it printed you got a D. So we printed more than we wanted to. We just wanted to print you got a B. Now we are going to discuss this more in the next tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. And bye for now.